Hey guys, welcome back. It is me, Ed. Today we're going to talk about what is the best year SER specV to purchase for the b15 lineup. So I'm not going to be bringing up the b16 in this video, or at least not much anyway. In 2002 is when the specV was first released. It was a really cool car, and it was a good time for the car. The car came out, it looked aggressive, had a really cool front bumper on there. When people think of the specV and the SER, that's generally what they think of. So in 2002, the specV not only gave you a really cool looking bumper, but it also gave you red seats. It gave you different red, amberish gauge cluster. So it really set itself apart from the 1.8 liters. It definitely had that early 2000s sport compact feel to it. With all the B15s in the specV series, you had the same QR25 engine through all the years. But some other things did change on the cars, which we'll go over. In 03, the outside, the inside pretty much stayed the same, except now that you had a gray cloth interior. So you can see that they're starting to tame down the specV on the way it looks. It's almost like they made the car and then they thought, well, maybe this is too aggressive, so let's tone it down. That was the major change in 03, was the interior. In 2004, that's when the car faced a redesign. And unfortunately for the specV, the redesign on the outside made it look like standard Sentra. Yeah, they did some changes to the grille, they added some side skirts to it, but a lot of these options could be found in like the 1.8S. So it kind of lost that special feel to it on the outside. The only thing really that stood out on the outside was the big wheels. Engine, although stayed the same, the transmission gearing did change slightly. It's still 6-speed and still very similar. A lot of people do prefer the gearing on the 04 and up specVs. 04s had the same gray interior, just like the 2003. Also in 04, they changed the ECU. They're running a different type of ECU, which also changed all the wiring to it. And 04 introduced CAN bus on the specV, as far as the CAN bus being used. 02, 03 do have CAN bus lines on the ECM, which was designed for the automatic transmissions. So yes, 02, 03 does technically have CAN bus. It's just not being used. The pin's empty on the ECU. The ECU does have a pin connector for CAN bus, just on the specV there is no wire going to that particular pin. So when you hear people say 02, 03 doesn't have CAN bus, that is 100% incorrect. So 04, with the ECU and having CAN bus going to the gauge cluster, it makes it really easy to put uprev on it. All you gotta do is tie into the CAN bus line and run it to your OBD2 port, and now you have a tuning option through uprev. So 05s mostly stayed the same. 06 and around that time frame too, they changed from the gray seats to the black seats. So now the interior even looks more like a base model-ish kind of car. Also, you don't, on the 04 to 06, you have pretty basic gauges. It's pretty much the same gauges you see on a base model car is what it looks like. 06 was a big change in the car for tuning. You got a much better ECU. The ECU holds a much bigger ROM file, so there's a lot more tables and stuff you can do with it. Along with that, it also introduced having a wideband from the factory in it, which makes tuning a lot simpler, easier, and you got some live data for the computer to go off from the wideband. If you're looking for a car to build and tune, 06 is going to be your best bet. If you're looking for a car for the nostalgia and to have that look, 02 is going to be the best year for that. All the cars in the middle, all great cars, but the two special ones is going to be the 02 for the looks and the 06 for the tuning capability. Okay, I wasn't gonna bring up B16s, but B16s, not a huge fan of the way that they look, although I've been seeing a lot of really nice ones. The wiring is completely different in a way. 07 Sentras kind of, I was gonna bring up the B16, but 07 Sentras are a much better car, much better engine. Most people, when they think of the specV, they go towards the 02. So you can upgrade the ECU from the 02 to 03 to 06 or even 04, 05 ECU. It does require either an adapter or a bunch of wiring. The wire harness is not a direct plug and play to go from one ECU to another. Let's talk about a couple packages. Some of the packages offered throughout the years. The brake package, that's with the Brembo brakes, that was not available in 02 and 03. You also had the Audio Fanatic package, which I think is pretty much the same package as what you could get in the 1.8, just with a different name. And that basically, had the option of having a CD changer in there. You get a Rockford Fosgate subwoofer, you get like a bunch of speakers. Basically, you have the same amount of speakers, but they add a subwoofer. So instead of a 7 speaker, instead of an 8 speaker, it's a 7 speaker. What is it? Yeah, the Audio Fanatic package gave you a 300 watt sound system. 9 speaker. So what are those 9 speakers? You have your 2 tweeters, your 2 door speakers, you have your 2 rear speakers, you have your subwoofer, and you have your other little subwoofer thingy. Where's the 9th one? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, where's the 9th speaker? Okay, I'm gonna Google this. So the non-Rockford has 7 speakers. This has a subwoofer, which would make it 8 speakers. If you don't, let me know. Thank you for watching. Aloha. Peace out. Catch you on the next one.